Oh boy, it's been a long time since we did a Pearl Jam deep cut. I don't know what happened. Where does the time go? So today we are doing Bush Leaguer from Matt Boston and Caldwell Kirk. I hope you're ready for the weirdest thing you've ever done to your guitar tuning-wise. We need this string, your E string, to go way, 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 way down to B. Then your A string is going to go down just a whole step to G. Then D is regular, G is regular, B is regular, but E, the high E, is going to go down one whole step to D. And then you put your capo on the 4th fret, but not on the low E string. You might want to retune then, oh stone. Your A string is now going to say B, your D string is going to say F sharp, your G string is going to say B again, your B string is going to say D sharp, and your E string is going to say F sharp. So there you go. It's actually an open B tuning, but you wouldn't have known until we got there. I'm using my acoustic guitar for 2 reasons. One, it's going to hold this tuning a little better than my electric guitars. Having said that, this E string is now really, really loose, so no matter how well I tune it, it's going to get a little jangly and out of tune depending on how hard I squeeze it, so I apologize. 2, I love it when Stone cheats and uses his acoustifier pedal, you know, with his electric guitars, which he did on this Showbox version, which is the version from which I am taking many cues here. Okay, middle finger on the E, used to be E string, we're going to call them what they have always been called so we don't go crazy, 12th fret, and pointer finger on the A string, 11th fret, that's actual fret, not relative to the capo. When you strum this shape, which you will recognize from making a G chord, right? We want to hear those 2 strings, of course, and also the D string's okay, and the G string is okay, but I'd steer clear of the B and the E strings. So, middle finger on 12, and this shape's not going to change for a while. Down to 7, 8, 7, 12, 7, 7. And of course at the end of the verse, we're going to make a power chord, which my string just fell off the fretboard. We're going to make a power chord on the 2nd fret of the A string, but because of this tuning, our power chord is 2nd fret of the A string relative to the capo now, and 2nd fret of the D string. That's our new power chord shape starting on the A string, 2nd fret, up to the, well, I called it the 2nd fret, so now I'll call this the 5th fret, actual 6th fret, 9th fret, and then you just let the whole guitar ring out there. So here we go. This is where having bothered to get into this tuning becomes worth it. After our big open strum, the very next half beat, we're going to add a finger to the D string 9th fret. Actually, it might happen with that open strum, but I find it very fun to do a big open strum. So I'm going to go D string, actual 9th fret. I'm going to use my middle finger down to actual 7th fret, and then your pointer finger grabs the G string 1 fret lower, and then back off. Sometimes the opposite. Sometimes it starts on and goes off on. I spent about 13.5 seconds trying to decipher a pattern for this and decided it wasn't worth it. So I'll just show you the various ways it could be done, and you can do it kind of however you want each time. So we got D actual 9, actual 7 on the G string, and then we want B string, sorry, 1st fret relative to the capo, and D string 2nd fret relative to the capo. Used to be an A minor 7, but we're in a wacky tuning, so on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, or the opposite. Figure out that definitely happens every time. You know, sometimes it's just chill, like when Eddie's singing without all the motion, but the only thing that definitely happens every time strum when it's the very last one before the blackout weaves its way to the city part. And that's where we are now. You have choices. You can do our power chord on the actual 7th fret of the A and D string, up to the 9th fret. Blackout weaves its way. Or you can do the thing that you should probably want to do, but we're going to grab the used to be E string on the actual 3rd fret on that side of the capo, and then up to the 5th fret, which is what Stone did in that particular. Why does he put himself in these situations? You can just go. You know, on this side of the neck. Blackout weaves its way, bum. And that chorus is the same as the intro. The little almost G shape there. 12, 7, 8, 7, bunch of times until it's, or depending on which one you like better. Okay, this is awesome. After everything has changed on that beat, the beat where he says changed, you start counting to 3. Everything has 1, 2, 3. At which point you go open 7 open on the now B string. So everything has 1, 2, 3. Then we do our D string actual 9th fret, followed by the open 7 open, D string actual 7th fret, open 7 open, and then we do our like regular. So everything has 1, 2, 3. The second half, maybe the guitar just does open 7 open, but I really want it to do what the bass does, which is open 5, 7 open. So you pick for yourself, you decide for yourself. I'm gonna do that, but it's gonna be, or just, and then it's on our first little shape there, where's my kazoo, followed by just kind of like regular, with just the simple open string strum for the last one because it's the last of 2 as he goes into the next part. So here we go. Everything has 1, 2, 3. That next part is the same musical part, but it's when Eddie's saying all those big words, right? And it's the part we just did, but without the, right? And it's just the, like, simple version. Without all the motion. So just chill that out a little bit to suit your taste. And now you know all the pieces up until the very last mysterious part. I'll bet you've never had this much fun with one finger before. But after the last, everything has changed. At some point there, whenever you get your bearings, you're going to start with the D string 3rd fret relative to the capo, and you're going to pluck A, D, G, D, and then move whatever finger you're using down to the 1st fret relative to the capo and pluck A, D, G, open D. That's the first half. So, 3rd fret, A, D, G, D, A, D, G, open D, followed by the second half, starts the same, A, D, G, D, D, G, D, open D, A, D, G, D, D, G, D, open D, and you do the first part, the second part, the first part, the second part, until you're satisfied, which I can attest does not happen. But I'll stop for you guys for now. That's it for Bush Leaguer. Thank you so much for joining me for that one. I cannot stop playing this song. This is so really great. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was helpful, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.